Hey there my fellow Commander players, Cosmic Mango here, your favourite mango from outer space. Welcome to the world of chaos, destruction and pure red hot fun. In this video we'll be exploring some of the most exciting and explosive mono red commanders in the game. From burning your opponent's life totals to casting massive fireballs. Get ready to unleash the full might of red mana and show your opponents who's boss. So grab your favourite burn spells, ignite your mana pool and get ready to turn up the heat with these fun mono red commanders. Before we start, let's quickly talk about my amazing friends at Pyramid Designs. They make fantastic playmats with amazing artwork. Their playmats are made with great care and are incredibly durable. So if you're looking for a top-notch playmat to up your Commander games, then I've got a great discount code for you and it's really easy to claim. Simply click the link that pops up now in the right hand corner of my YouTube video and it will direct you to a landing page which is offering an exclusive offer on Pyramid Design playmats for my YouTube viewers. Simply claim the coupon, add your email and away you go. You can even find the link in my YouTube description. I also recently made a Patreon, feel free to check it out, the link is in my description below. Okie dokie, without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these commanders. Number 1. Delina, Wild Mage. A legendary elf shaman creature that costs 1 red and 3 generic mana to cast. She has 3 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Whenever Delina Wild Mage attacks, choose target creature you control, then roll a d20. If the result is 1 to 14, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary and it has at the end of combat exile this creature. If the result is 15 to 20, create one of those tokens, you may roll again. Okay, Delina is a hyper unique commander with its wacky D20 ability. Delina's ability allows you to copy a creature whenever she attacks, adding an element of unpredictability and excitement to the game. Her ability can create powerful synergies with other cards in your deck, allowing for explosive plays and big swings in momentum. Her kit encourages an aggressive playstyle, rewarding you for attacking and putting pressure on your opponents. Delina offers a unique and dynamic play experience, keeping the game fresh and engaging each time you use her abilities. Plus, it's super fun copying huge creatures like a Blightsteel Colossus. What can go wrong? You can buy this commander for around $5. Number 2. Purphoros, God of the Forge. A legendary enchantment god creature that costs 1 red and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 6 power and 5 toughness and says the following. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Purphoros isn't a creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Purphoros deals 2 damage to each opponent. For 2 generic and 1 red, creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. Okay, Purphoros is a really exciting and fun commander to play and can definitely turn up the heat once he is cast. The best way to play a Purphoros deck in my opinion is to stack your deck up with loads of low casting cost creatures and spells that can easily generate or create tokens for you. Combine this with Purphoros' cool ability which burns opponents' life totals by 2 each time another creature enters the battlefield under your control, and you can very rapidly melt away opponents' life totals. Furthermore, this god has indestructible, making it very hard for your opponents to remove. A very powerful commander indeed, definitely worth trying out, and you can buy this commander for around $15. Number 3. Anti-blight, Bad Influence. A legendary devil advisor creature that costs 1 red and 2 generic mana to cast. She has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Flying. Whenever a source you control deals damage to you, put that many +1/+1 counters on Anti-blight, Bad Influence. For 1 generic, 1 red and tap, remove X +1/+1 counters from Anti-blight, it deals X damage to any target. Okay, so Anti-blight is a very wacky and unique commander to pilot. This is because you rarely see any other creature with quite the same kit. In Commander you try your best not to lose life, unless of course you're casting a spell that requires you to do so. A lot of black decks do stuff like this. However, Anti-blight is a little bit different, as you're going to be wanting to deal damage to yourself in order to get some sweet help from her. This is a fun mechanic to play around with and offers a refreshing gaming experience. This commander can lead to highly explosive turns and can catch opponents off guard. If this is something that interests you, then check her out. She's definitely fun. And you can buy this commander for around $5. Number 4. This is a two-sided commander, Slicer Hired Muscle and Slicer High Speed Antagonist. So, the first side, Slicer Hired Muscle, a legendary artifact robot creature that costs 1 red and 4 generic mana to cast. It has 3 power and 4 toughness and says the following. More than meets the eye, 2 generic and 1 red mana, you may cast this card converted. Double Strike, Haste. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of Slicer until the end of turn. If you do, untap Slicer, gold it, and it can't be sacrificed this turn. If you don't, convert it. Second side is Slicer High Speed Antagonist, which says the following. Living Metal, as long as it's your turn, this vehicle is also a creature. First strike, haste. Whenever Slicer deals combat damage to a player, convert it at the end of combat. Okay, so Slicer is a transformer. How cool is that? In fact, that may be enough information for you want to play this commander. He's a transformer, go for it. However, not only is he a transformer, this card is an actual menace and can flip commander games upside down. Not because you're flipping him every time he converts, but he literally flips the game upside down. His game style rapidly increases the speed of the game you're in, and once this transformer gets going, it's very hard to stop him. Someone may need to call Optimus Prime to calm down Slicer. This command offers a unique approach to the game, as you aim to pass him over and over to your opponents and let them use Slicer to slowly dwindle their own life totals down, while you just sit there watching, so that you can finish them off later on. It really is something powerful and fun to play with, and you can buy this commander for around $3.50. Number 5. Orthion, Hero of Lavabrink, a legendary human soldier creature that costs 1 red and 3 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 3 toughness and says the following. For 1 red mana and tap, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. For 6 generic mana and 3 mana and tap, create 5 tokens that are copies of another target creature you control. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. So, if you're into playing large creatures or creatures with super powerful effects and you want to find ways to copy them, which can effectively double their power, then Orthion may be the commander you're looking for. Once he is out, he makes it very easy to copy any target creature you control. And if you manage to stack up some juicy mana rocks and lands, you can effectively and efficiently start spamming 5 copies instead. This is huge and often game-endingly strong, like crazy. This thing's crazy if it gets going. I know 9 total mana to activate his final ability can be tough and a little bit rough to get to, but boy oh boy, when you get there, the rewards are great. This is a very enjoyable commander. And you can buy this commander for around $3. Number 6. Krenko, Mob Boss, a legendary goblin warrior creature that costs 2 red and 2 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 3 toughness and says the following. Tap, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. Krenko is the king of goblins and is very possibly the best goblin commander in the format. The amount of goblins he can generate on a turn is absurd and can very rapidly overwhelm your opponents. Every time you tap him, you create goblin tokens equal to the amount you control, effectively doubling your goblins each turn. This sounds simple, but my gosh, this simplicity is just so powerful. If you like decks that can get out of hand fast, spam the board with loads of tokens and play around enter the battlefield effects to burn your opponent's life totals down when those tokens are entering, then Krenko is the goblin for you. Overall, Krenko Mob Boss is fun because it gives players the opportunity to create and control an army of goblins while offering fast pace and competitive gameplay. You can buy this commander for around $3. Number 7. Etali, Primal Storm, a legendary elder dinosaur creature that costs 2 red and 4 generic mana to cast. It has 6 power and 6 toughness and says the following. Whenever Etali Primal Storm attacks, exile the top card of each player's library. Then you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana costs. Okay, Etali is one super entertaining commander to play. If you like the idea of using your opponent's decks against them, then you'll absolutely adore playing an Etali Primal Storm deck. Yes, 6 mana is a hefty price for a mono red, so make sure you have some nice spicy mana rocks stacked up in your deck, because when Etali does get going, it's worth every piece of resource you use to get her out. This raging dinosaur screams aggressiveness, and like a booming clap of thunder, Etali brings the shock. This is one wicked commander to pick up and play. Make sure you find ways to protect it, and ways to double up its trigger, and you'll be grinning all the way through the game. Even if you lose, you'll be having a good time with Etali. She's that fun to play. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents, making it very budget friendly. Why not pick one up? Number 8, the final card on my list. Magda, Brazen Outlaw. A legendary dwarf berserker creature that costs 1 red, 1 generic mana to cast. She has 2 power and 1 toughness and says the following. Other dwarfs you control get +1/+0. Whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasures, search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Okay, if you ever wanted to play Dwarf Tribal, then this is the commander for you. Magda is actually a very powerful commander and is often found in the more competitive side of the commander format called CEDH. Magda is a proactive mid-range combo deck with both stacks and fast combo pivots. This treasure-centric commander focuses on high synergies between treasure generators such as Dockside Extortionists to highly abuse Magda's activation. Oh, and she buffs your dwarves too, giving them a nice anthem effect of +1 power. But let's be real, you're likely not caring too much about the +1 power for your dwarves, and instead using your dwarves to tap them for those glorious treasure tokens. Because when Magda gets enough treasure tokens, you can do absurdly powerful things. Yep, this is one very strong commander. And you can buy this commander for around 70 cents. Alrighty. We've arrived to the end of my list. What did you think of the commanders listed in this video? Have you tried any of them before? Is there one you would like to play or try out? Let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please check out the 2 videos that should pop up on screen around now or a little bit earlier. Please could you drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Oh, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future commander content. Remember to check out Pyramid Designs, they make glorious playmats. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.